Everyone, Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. Thank you so much for joining me. Time for an afternoon cuppa. Yes, indeed. Played a little bit in the Mourning book. It is Forever Different is the name of the piece. I think loss, we can't avoid loss. Loss comes in many ways. And it does change us. It makes us more compassionate and understanding of what other people are going through. And so that's the name of the piece, Forever Different. Yeah, kind of fun. Another face with some cutouts. Half of it is remaining as I found it, and then half of it is different than I found it. So very fun to play with. Acrylics, drywall tape, the usual, bringing it all out and putting it in the book. So I hope you enjoy it. A shout out to Laura. Thank you so much. I got your package. And I hope I haven't missed anyone. I didn't get a thank you note off to Karen for the coloring book. I hope to do that this week. And I think that's my true confessions for now. So. Oh, I do want to add, there is no Patreon. I know that in some of the older videos I mentioned Patreon exclusives. There is no Patreon platform for this girl right now. And but thank you for inquiring. I appreciate that. If you want to send some money to support this channel, to support this village, you can certainly do it through PayPal, through my email, lorimarie93@gmail.com, and that will you'll find me in PayPal that way. So thank you so much for your giving thoughts. All right, now see you on the table. Good morning. Yes, it is dark o'clock. I just finished our project. Rob and I have been gone for a couple of days, and this was sitting on my desk just waiting to be completed. So very fun background, drywall tape, acrylics, gouaches, I think. I can't really remember. It was like a week ago I started it. So Forever Different. A focal point out of a magazine and cutaway, and another piece under that. What I did is I ran this focal point through the printer on another piece of paper with numbers on it, and so I cut away the magazine face and inserted the other face. Pretty darn cool. Good morning. We are going to visit the Mourning Pages book. This is delicious in the front. What I want to say is I have tried to put one piece of artwork with nothing on the back. That didn't work through the whole book, and I'm falling apart here, and I'm okay with that. But in case I want to take these out and frame them, or of course sell them, I have sold some pages out of the Mourning book, but I want to make it so that they are frameable. So that is what's going on here, which takes us to the back of the book. I'm going to put underpants on this back. This is the very, very back of the book. I'm going to put underpants on that. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit while I'm putting my underpants on. And the question is, why do I put underpants on? And there's a couple of reasons that I put the underpants on. First of all, it gives me a chance to bond with the upcoming piece instead of just approaching a white canvas. It's like, okay, I've already put my hands on the table. I'm already wiggling my hands around. I've already got some juices flowing. I may not know what I'm doing yet, but the underpants, great way to start. Okay, so there's one reason. Another reason is to develop energy in the piece. Every time I touch the piece, I've added some of my energy to it. So in taking the opportunity to put underpants on, I've actually already added some energy to the piece. Okay, And reason number 3 is it immediately creates texture on the art piece, or in this case, the book page. Next, I'm bringing in some gesso, and I'm going to smush that around with my brush. I'm going to rely on this to create some more texture, so I want a fairly good coating of the gesso. While that gesso is nice and wet and juicy, I'm going to bring in some pieces of plastic wrap and push them down onto that page. This is what's going to create some yummy texture. And do that throughout the page. All right, I have the entire page covered with the plastic wrap. The tinier the scrunches, the tinier the texture. If you don't scrunch it up so much like here, it'll leave a bigger texture. So just play with it until you are happy. And practice, practice, practice. Art is a practice. And I'm going to pull that off. It is not dry. I'm okay with that. I'd love to save this plastic. We shall see. This is mostly dry. There's some spots that aren't. I'm okay with that. This is Pearl Scarlet Gouache by Yes Arteza. I am a pigment lover, so I never dilute anything too much. And Pearl Purple, why not? Smush those over the page. Bring my plastic wrap back in. I was able to save it from the first adventure. I'm squeezing all the extra paint off there. Don't want to miss any of it. Some of it still has the white on it from the gesso. I am okay with that. Working pretty fast. Scrunch that down for texture. Take that plastic wrap off there. Yum. And let that dry. Bring in some Pearl Aqua Blue. Add some water. Grab a piece of the plastic wrap. And just have fun adding some noise to that background. And let that dry. Bring in some gold. Add some water. And do the same thing with another piece of plastic, or the same one, doesn't matter. This is a disposable palette from Arteza. What a great idea, huh? Alright, this is the Van Dyke Brown Hue and a circle maker. I'm going to lightly mist those circles, stand it up and let them run. See them? They're running. Come back in with my circle maker and redefine those circles. And I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to bring in some sticky drywall tape. Add that to the page. I'm going to bring in vermilion red, put it on my disposable palette, delete that. Bring in my bubble wrap, and let that dry. I'm bringing the Pearl Scarlet back in with my credit card. I'm going to make some markings. This is pretty delicious. I'm going to let it dry. This is the focal point I'm going to use. I ran it through, it's been splattered from another piece of artwork. That's okay, I'm okay with that. But I ran this through the printer on a paper that had a bunch of numbers on it. So here's my focal point. I'm going to go in with my X-Acto and remove hunks of this. Not sure where. Alright, this would be my focal point before I'm put together. Okay, this is with missing pieces. This is my grief. This represents my grief and missing pieces. And this is me when I'm put back together. I'm back together, but I'm different. So I'm going to put Mod Podge on here and put that focal point back on there. There's my focal point. I'm going to glue that down. Good morning, dark o'clock, coffee in hand. Rob and I got back yesterday from our little getaway. It was wonderful. So this is as far as I got on this piece before we left. So now I'm going to put some words on it. I have my words on, Forever Different. I'm going to bring in my circle maker and some white paint. Dilute that with some water. See if I can get it to move. And we'll let that dry. Bring in my Stabilo, go around the edge of the page, the edges of my focal point, and the top and bottom of my words. Your turn. Go create this fun background, this cutaway focal point. Yeah. Go create, go play, go have fun.